This is my review on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. I give it an 8 out of 10. It could have been a much better movie. And I thought it was kind of a cop-out, the fact that Power Rangers get depowered throughout the majority of the movie when they're just about to kick ass. And it was stupid. You know, I just thought the whole premise was stupid. I didn't care for the story, okay? I hated the story. The Power Rangers get depowered so they can't morph anymore and turn into their iconic Power Ranger and morph and wear their costumes, you know? So they can't be Power Rangers because Zordon gets murdered by Ooze and was, I guess, source of a... And then they have to go to search for another power for that Power Ranger quest to be Power Rangers again, and then they resurrect Zordon. So what was the point on killing him up for a dramatic effect to get you emotionally invested in the movie? Yeah, so they killed off the iconic Zordon only to bring him back in the movie, in the third act of the movie, at the ending. After the day is saved, the villain Ivan Ooze is destroyed after getting kicked in the nuts to space. Into the outer space abyss. After getting kicked in the nuts with the Megazord. In a Megazord fight in space. That's how they win the epic battle, by kicking him in the nuts. With the Megazord. Ooze nuts gets kicked in the nuts as he's giant size and grows into a giant ooze. Zord is saying, and Power Ranger Megazord kicks him in the nuts and wins the battle, saves the day. Saves the world by kicking the villain in the nuts into space. Hardcore. Right? Lame. The rest of the film was kind of lame. Leaving up to everything, this film, you know, the rest of the plot, I just didn't care. I didn't care also the side premise plot with the kid trying to rally this riot to protect the brainwashed parents from that digested this ooze that Ivan Ooze has been formed to brainwash the parents of these. It's stupid. And I'm wondering, why does this, Power Rangers movie, it feels more like a Home Alone movie with the side plot. And I don't know what does this have to do with Power Rangers outside the city having an effect on some of the villains doing. It's just kind of lame. The whole thing is. And so is the payoff. And the payoff of the climax is kind of lame also. You know, the kicking in the nuts. That's what you could come up with. Of all the things. So I don't know. And I thought the climax was very short-lived. Like the 2005 Fantastic Four climax with Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom was. Short-lived. Even though it was kind of cool, short-lived. And the ending kind of sucked to the climax. Like, and I don't know, it's kind of wah-wah, this climax of this Power Rangers movie is probably the worst. Out of the Power Rangers movies I've seen, I think this might be my least favorite. My favorite is Power Ranger Turbo, though. The Power Ranger Turbo movie called Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. That's definitely one of me. That's the best one out of the three theatrical Power Ranger movies I've seen, leading up to 2017's one. I'm not going to talk about these ones in this video. That's why the original Power Rangers movie from called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie get an 8 out of 10. It's kind of lame. Well, I appreciate they got the cast from the show, and they took a more mature, a serious tone than the show. For some reason, I guess I appreciate that, but you know, I'm guessing that's what they're going for, considering they kind of redesigned the costumes. Instead of wearing tights, the tights are more built like armor now. That hug their body. It's weird. Somehow that's weirder than tights. Then I'm just wearing tights. For me. I don't know. So I'm guessing that this is their attempt to be more mature and trying to gain a more teenage demographic, I'm guessing. Or older, I don't know what demographic this is going for. I'm confused. It just feels like, it's kind of weird, like how, the Power Rangers costumes went from going from tight spandex into armor, in this straight up armor in this movie. The Power Ranger costumes are. And this is the last time we'll see them in armor design before we get to 2017's Power Rangers movie. Failed remake. That failed to launch a franchise. So I hear. That's why I give my Morphin Power Rangers movie 8 out of 10, the first Power Rangers movie. Not a fan of it enough. It could have been better. It was fun and well lasted, but I guess I got into enough to say I enjoyed it. But it could have been a lot better, I thought, the plot. I'd rather them scrap this plot for something more imaginative. That's more in line with the show. Where, the Power Rangers don't get depowered and they fight in their tights costumes. The tights costume that they wear. The Power Ranger costume. So, it's just kind of like how they keep on, it felt tedious and lame, and took me out of the movie. And now I'm going to review Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. I give that an 8 out of 10. Why? Well, I don't know why the Power Rangers are not in their costumes majority of their time when they're on screen doing Power Rangers stuff in their Power Rangers vehicle, out of their Power Rangers vehicle fighting. Majority of times they don't wear the costumes until the third act. Finally. They only wear the costumes twice in the movie. Why? In the beginning, at the end, they morph finally. No, I'm sorry. They only morph once. They morph less than they did in the first installment, the first Power Rangers movie, called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie. The last one I reviewed before this one. In this video. So, and it's weird because they do more, there's more action in this one, there's more Power Ranger activity going on in here, but the Power Rangers never morph into the Power Ranger costumes. Even though they use all their Power Ranger gadgets constantly in their martial arts skills. You know? It just doesn't make any sense. Why don't we see them constantly in their tights? It doesn't make sense. To me, it doesn't make sense. It confuses me. That's why I give Turbo a Power Rangers movie an 8 out of 10. The rest of the film I liked. The premise, the plot was more engaging this time, and stuff more action was going on, and stuff was actually happening that you want to see a Power Rangers movie. But the problem is, my biggest problem that took me out of this movie, the Power Rangers, they never wear their costumes, really, until the final battle. Of the climb of our final battle, big epic battle that's on this island, and when they're about to save their friends, they finally morph into the Power Rangers. And it's weird how the kid grows over a foot tall. That's a minor, and looks around the age 10. It's weird how he's now adult size once he morphs into the Blue Ranger, and he becomes the new Blue Ranger. Morphs into Blue Ranger for the first time. He grows from kid size to a full adult height. How does that make sense? I don't know. That confused me. But he still has the kid voice for some reason. His voice didn't change, but his height did. Sure, why not? At first, I thought that was a filmmaker mistake. I thought it was a mistake of the filmmaker decision. But now I'm starting to realize, after watching the show tie-in show spin-off of this movie called Power Rangers Turbo, the show, I realize something. That part where the kid gets an adult boy when he turns into a Blue Ranger, get that. In the story universe, that's how everybody sees his morphing in the world of Power Rangers. That's actually how it was written into the show. That was once might have been a mistake by the filmmaker when they first used this character in the movie, but then when we brought him back in the show, they decided to not fix that problem, but say there's a reason why that problem and that kid is an adult size when he morphs. It's because the morphing grid makes him a full height, a flesh adult height, but doesn't change his voice for some reason. Okay, yeah, that's weird. And, so he gets, so so that's just part of the story. That's not a filmmaker's mistake, that's just part of the story. The Power Rangers' power with the morphing grid, I guess, lets the kid grow to full height temporarily when he's in the costume. That's my guess after seeing some of the show. That comes after the movie called Turbo Power Rangers movie with that name. That's my review. I give it 8 out of 10. Okay. Goodbye, and like this video, hit the bell, hit the subscribe in that order to get subscribed, and hit the thumbs up if you like this video. Goodbye.